It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview Rachel Breton, a professional soccer player. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to play professional soccer?
So when I was a kid, my dad played, and I was watching him play, and I said, "Man, that's really cool." All the things that he was doing, um, and so I started to get involved, and uh, time passed. I started getting better, and only in college I decided, let's see where else, where we could take this.
What was your time like at Villanova?
It was okay. At the time, they were top 10 in the country with soccer. There was a really good coach called Ann Clifton, um, and she was awesome as a recruiter, and they were doing really well. When I went there, unfortunately, she had to resign, and we had two other coaches. The culture changed, uh, and for that's why I had to transfer. But the environment, I have a lot of good friends still from there. I've been to all their weddings and baby showers, and we have that camaraderie. So it was a good experience. I never think anything is bad. I always think it's for my good.
What was it like to transfer to Rutgers and play for Rutgers?
It was good. I mean, it was going from a smaller school to a huge school, right? I don't know if you've been on Rutgers campus, but there's, it's the three campuses that you have to take buses to, versus at Villanova, you could walk across to campus within 10 minutes. Um, it was a good experience. I like I took my red shirt the experience was good. It was good.
What was it like to wear both Villanova and Rutgers uniforms?
Um, it's funny. I have some Villanova stuff in my room, and then I have some Rucker stuff in my room. I'm proud of both. I'm always like go Wildcats, and then I am also like rah rah. Um, so my parents got married at Rutgers, so I have a little more heart to it as well. And we played at Rutgers for Sky Blue as well. So I have a little more attachment, but Villanova basketball, man, they always kill it, and I really love to cheer them on. But wearing both, it's more about what's in your heart than what shirt you're wearing. So it was the same message for me.
Can you talk about, of course, getting drafted into the professional soccer league?
So we didn't have a draft really. I finished the league didn't exist, so I finished. Um, I graduated 2012, um, and for that sabbatical from uh, that year of 2012, there was no league, so there was a semi-pro league. That's when I was with the New Jersey Wildcats, um, and there was teams that already had their fall season, so they kind of were in the draft, and we had to kind of submit ourselves in. It was a little confusing, but it was interesting to see the draft at 2013 and then see how much it's grown now in 2021. It's been more of a hype over back then. We just didn't even know what was going on. But yeah, we had an interesting experience this the first year for sure.
What was your time like playing with the New Jersey Wildcats?
It was good. One of the best times, actually. Um, it was in addition to for summer when a lot of us would come back from college. We needed a place to play and get some games, and it was awesome to see all these other players coming from different colleges. And we did a pretty good job. We always made it into the finals, either quarterfinals, semis. But we always performed well, and it was competitive. It taught me a lot of things that I needed to learn off the field, working together and staying fit. It was just a good environment. It was just fun to just kind of be free. So each year I enjoyed it a lot. It was like a little home for me.
What was your playing experience like with the Sky Blue?
It was good. Had its ups and downs, but I think everyone can say that anywhere they go, even if you're all-time starter at North Carolina or Portland or you know or Chelsea, even if you're the EPL, Chelsea, and Arsenal, there's always ups and downs, either on and off the field, and I experienced those as well. But those players that I played with at Sky Blue, they're some of them are some of my best friends, and I think that's the best thing you can get out of it is relationships. Um, you can have all the glory as an athlete, but once you're done, you're done. And people move on from you, and you're like a chapter in a book. So to withstand and still hold those relationships is huge, and to live in those moments with individuals is the greatest gift. So that's what I take out of Sky Blue.
What was your game day like for the New Jersey Wildcats?
Um, Game day, we would travel to the field, get into the locker room, um, get excited with everyone has their pre-game rituals, have the music going, and then we go into warm up, and then we're ready to go. So nothing too special, just anything normal for game days.
What was it like whenever you got to Sky Blue for game days?
Same thing. We get there pretty early, about 2 hours before the game. Have 30 minutes to ourselves, get taped, walk the field, whatever, and um, then we'll have a coach come in, scrub the lineup, start, subs, sub, play the game. Nothing too crazy.
What was it like in college whenever you put on the scarlet red Rucker's uniform and the Vanderbilt uniform?
You mean Villanova?
Yes.
Um, I always loved our jerseys. I still have them. I still have both my Ruckers and Villanova jersey. I have all my sky blue jerseys, and when I played overseas, I have that. So it's cool to have your name on something and keep your kit and your number. Um, but again, I I think jerseys are a little materialistic. It's more about the effort that you put on the field and the heart that you have when you're playing. That was the better and greater experience.
How did it feel whenever you got to the professional league and you wore the New Jersey Wildcats and the sky blue jersey with your name on the back, knowing that you're in the professionals now?
It was great. Um, you know, my goal was just to play professional, nothing less or nothing more. To have that success was awesome for me, and I'm glad I did it. Um, I'm glad I pushed, and it's something that I can have forever.
What was the transition like for you from going to being a player to now coaching?
It's tough. It's definitely tough. I miss playing every day. At times, I can't even watch soccer because I miss it. Um, uh, yeah, it's pretty tough. No matter what, I feel the same as when I first retired until now. Um, so coaching, I get a little passionate about it at times, but I realize that kids are different. Period, and I'm also I'm different, and um, it's the things that I can take from the game and put it on to individuals that come across my way. So it's rewarding in that aspect.
What was it like whenever you worked with the player tribute as a videographer?
Short lived. We were trying to work on the what that was a while ago. World Cup. Yeah, I think it was the Men's World Cup. Um, but Players Tribute is awesome. They have really great pitches. Um, I also worked with MLS. That was awesome too. I did the social media and marketing there. Um, Handled their Twitters and cut reels and stuff. So it was cool to be in a cubicle and work in the city. Same thing with XL Sports. That was that was just for women's sports. So it was cool to write about that and grow that game as well.
Of course, coming from your soccer playing experience, how has that helped you with your sports psychology mentor?
It's been awesome. It's helpful when you've been through it, so you can recognize. It's different when you study something, which I did. I studied English and psych, but when you've been through it and you understand what another athlete is going through, and you know the right tools to help them and make them grow, there's nothing more rewarding than that. I've said it in a lot of these podcasts and all the time, we're all just trying to walk each other home. So to be able to do that and help individuals is awesome.
What was the transition like from going from being a player to now a sports psychologist helping athletes?
It's good. You remain in the sport. The mental is something that I'm really passionate about. I think it's lacking because you can do all the work on the field, have a good trainer, train, do all the things, but if you're mentally weak, um, it's tough. You won't get as much as you need when you're um, when you're playing. Um, so it's been a great transition. I'd like to further it with education, and kind of we'll see what happens with it. But so far, I'm really excited about it.
What are some of your future plans whenever it comes to your sports psychology side?
As I said, we'll see. I want to finish off my master's, and kind of see where that takes us. I don't know if I want my own practice. I don't think so. I thought that's what I wanted to do, um, but I guess it's just more of what can I do right now, versus what can I do in 3 years or 5 years. So right now I'm just working on the daily with the individuals that I work with, the teams, and whomever I uh, get in contact with. So um, that's the plan for it right now.
What advice would you give college players looking to play college soccer?
Keep at it. Work hard. Um, Work hard now. Work hard with your club teams, with your academy teams. Do do everything now so you're prepared uh, for when you enter college.
What advice would you give college players looking to transition into the pro side?
Same thing. Just make sure you're fit. Make sure that you have your head on right. Make sure you're mentally sound. Do your homework. Watch the league. See where you fit in. Um, if it's not what you imagined, just hold on a little bit tighter.
What advice would you give current and future players that are playing professional soccer now?
Go where you're loved.
What advice would you give professional players transitioning from being a player to going into the real world?
Right now, I'd make sure that players are already starting to build their platform off the field, so it's an easier transition. It's tough when you just stop. Um, it's a little bit of identity crisis, right? So I would say start to make sure that you're prepared and try to delve into some things that you might segue into. But even if that's not the case, it's going to be totally fine. You were a not professional once before, so it's going to be fine. Um, and we most of us have degrees, so see what you can do with it. You have 70 more years to explore and find your next vocation and niche.
That's wonderful advice. Where can my listeners find you on social media?
Everything is Rachie Brett, RACHIEBRET.
Thank you again, Rachel Brett, for your interview and best of luck in your future.
Thanks, Brandon. You too.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Rachel Brett, for your interview and best of luck.
Thanks, you too.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.